Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew, and if you're new here, I post a lot of reading, writing, book content, so if that's something you would enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. So today I am going to be showing you all my 5-star reads from 2023. Now I am reading Belladonna at the moment, and it is December 29th. So I'm hoping to finish that book before the end of the year. So I don't know if I'll give it 5 stars or not. If I do, I guess I'll just add it into the editing if I give it 5 stars, but I don't know yet. So far it's a 4-star read. So that's good. But yeah, minus that book, these are all my 5-star reads of 2023. Okay, so I do have 2 very large stacks of books. I tended to give 5 stars very easily in the beginning of the year. I've kind of had more opinions on what kind of things qualify as a 5-star read as the year has gone on. But in the beginning of the year, I was giving 5 stars out left and right. But I think I'm happy with these 2 piles, even though they are a little big. I mean, that's good though, right? Because that means I had a lot of good books that I read this year. But yeah, let's just get started. The first book that I read that was 5 stars is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and this is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. If you haven't read it yet, read it right now. It is so good, so unique. I feel like I've never read a book like this before, and I just love it. I definitely want to read more of her work in 2024 because it's the only book that I've read of hers. Next, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, book number 2. This is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, and I love this series so much. The series as a whole gets 5 out of 5 stars, and then so do the books. I read the first book a really long time ago, so I guess finally got around to reading this book this year, which is why the other book isn't in this pile. But this book is so good. I really like Holly Jackson. I think I've read all her books so far. I don't own one of them, but I have read all of them. Next off, we have 2 books in the same series, The Summer I Turned Pretty, We'll Always Have Summer, and It's Not Summer Without You. I gave these 5 stars. I forget if I gave the first book 5 stars as well. Probably, but I read it a really long time ago. But I gave these 5 stars. I don't know if I would take it back if I reread them. As you can see, I have another series here by Jenny Han. This is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I like this series way more. I think I like Lara Jean way more than Belly. But I do still like the vibes of these books and just how light and easy they are to read. Even if I don't like all of the things that happened in them. If you've read this, you would know. But I do like Lara Jean better. So this series is a 5 stars. This one, maybe a 4-star series. Okay, next is the last book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This one's also 5 stars. I feel like the books just kept getting better and better as I read the series, which I love that. I don't like when it just peaks at book 1. This one, oh my gosh. Crazy stuff happens in this, and it was entertaining. It was good. Yeah. Okay, next is one of my favorite romance books ever, Book Lovers. I read this book and I was like, Emily Henry? I need to be reading more of her. This was the first Emily Henry book that I read, and so far it's the best one. I haven't read Happy Place or Beach Read. I've read The People We Meet on Vacation, but this one so far, this one is the best one. Okay, next we have our first fantasy book of the stack, I think. This is Lightlark by Alex Astor, and I had been following Alex Astor in the beginning of this year, I guess, when I started my Instagram, my Bookstagram. And I just really found her becoming an author so inspiring, and it kind of inspired me to write more. And I just like how she kind of showed us the behind the scenes of her books, and so then I just bought her book and read it. And I love it so much. I still need to read the second book, Nightbane, which has already come out months ago. But I'm hoping that book will be just as good. the ending of this was crazy. I feel like I need to read it again because I don't remember everything. Okay, next, I don't have these books in person. The first one is Five Survive by Holly Jackson. I'll put a picture on the screen right here. Same author as A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This book, I feel like I was debating giving it a 4-star or 5-star just because I feel like she has better books with The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I like those more. But I was also thinking, like, it's just, I feel like it had this feeling. It was almost like a fever dream when I was reading it. And I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just like how my mind was at the time that I was reading it. But it was just this feeling while I was reading it, and I don't even know. Like, I can't even explain it. But if you read the book, maybe you felt it too. But I really liked it. And I don't know, the ending was different than I expected, but I don't know, something about that book. And then the next book that I have, but I don't own, is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. And I listened to the audiobook of this, so I don't have the physical copy. I do want to get it though. But this is like nonfiction. This is about Jennette McCurdy and her life and her relationship with her mom, and it's so good. I definitely recommend. It was very heartbreaking. I cried, but it was so entertaining. She's so funny. Okay, next book is Along Came a Spider by James Patterson. I have so many James Patterson books now. This is like one of the few that I read by him. But this is like this is the book 1 of the series of Alex Cross. So I really want to continue that series next year. But yeah, this book, I feel like it's just detective, murder, mystery, serial killer. It's perfect. Okay, next I have a Nancy Drew book, and of course I don't give Nancy Drew books anything less than 5 stars. This one is Mystery of the Toiling Bell, and I have like maybe 5 more books of Nancy Drew books that I haven't read yet, and I still have to get through. And so this year I've been starting to like get through them because I did like binge all of the Nancy Drew books a really long time ago, and then I got some new ones that I hadn't gotten yet, and now I'm like reading them. And then I also want to reread some books, so this is just the journey. But yeah, this was like where I started with mystery books, so they're very nostalgic. Okay, next, this book you've heard me talk about so much, so I won't get too into it. This is Fractured Tide by Leslie Lutz. I've listened to this audiobook so many times, but I finally own this book. I've read it 3 times. You should read it. Okay, next we have another Holly Jackson surprise. This is Killjoy, and this is like the little novella prequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And it's like so short. You can read it in a day. And it's basically, I don't know, it's kind of like a little side story of Pip and her friends, so it doesn't spoil any of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder books, but you can get like more of her universe and characters. Next, we have the book that when I read it, I said, yes, this is going to be my next 5-star read. Literally from like the first page too. I love how it starts. This is going to be like my new personality, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And I don't know what it is about this book, but it now defines me. I need to read it again very soon. It's very long too. I want a sequel. I want a book 2, but I also don't want it to be not as good as this one. Like, I need it to be better for me to like it, because like because I can't have the story ruined, you know? So if you've read this, I bet you can relate. But like, I feel like, yeah, like the author can write more from the ending of this. Like, yeah, we could have more. But I don't want it to be worse. So I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard decision. But I love this book so much. So definitely 5 stars, 6 stars, 10 stars. Okay, next we have an Agatha Christie book, And Then There Were None. And I read one more Agatha Christie before I read this, and it was like 4 stars. I didn't like it as much, but then I read this one and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So this is 5 stars. Not too long. You should definitely read it. Next we have Tana French, In the Woods. And this book took me a while to read, but once I got into it, it was super good. 5 stars. It has the craziest ending. Like, I couldn't even think that up if I tried. Next, we have Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. And this book was very out of my comfort zone. I had never read like gothic YA or gothic literature before, or like little like fantasy, gothic, mystical. I never read this before, and so when I did, it was just so good. I feel like everyone should read this if you want to get into that genre. This is 5 stars. I love the ending too. I think it wrapped it up so good. Next we have Guts by Raina Telgemeier, I think is how you pronounce it. This book I've read so many times. It is a graphic novel and it's just very nostalgic for me. I've read so many like little YA graphic novels and I like to collect them. So I just reread this one random day because they're like so fast to get through. But it's so fun. If you just want an easy, fun read, you should read like a graphic novel. Next, I read the first Inheritance Games book by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And this series is so good. I can't wait to read the second book. But I know a lot of people love it. It's so good. I want to keep knowing what's happening. It kind of ended on a cliffhanger too. So, okay, next I have a bunch of Nancy Drew books. The first one is The Twin Dilemma, Mystery of the Glowing Eye, The Greek Symbol Mystery, and The Secret in the Old Lace. And out of all of these, I feel like The Twin Dilemma or The Greek Symbol Mystery might have been my favorite, but they all deserve 5 stars. This is just me reading more Nancy Drew books. And then last but not least, the last 5-star book that I read in 2023 was 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Rolfe. And I don't think I would have ever picked this book up, or I've never even heard of it before, but I got it on Christmas Eve as a gift, so, and like a book exchange. So I just read it in 2 days. I could not put it down. Like, the chapters are so short, so I think that helped. But it was so entertaining. I kept wanting to know more. It was very suspenseful. And yeah, it's basically about catching a serial killer. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I guess I will let you know if Belladonna is 5 stars when I finish it. But those are all my 5-star reads of 2023. Those are 24 books. 24 books I gave 5 stars. That's pretty good though. That means like I selected very good books I knew I would love, and they didn't disappoint. I think if I was going to recommend one out of all of these, it would be The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Definitely, definitely. I think everyone should read this book. Like, I'm speechless. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!